I did not see him wearing the KKK cape.
You didn't hear about it?
No, I didn't.
Like this could tarnish R. Kelly's legacy because he made beautiful songs. I Believe I Can Fly, and so many different hits that really touched the world. Like, do you think something like this can really, you know, mess up his legacy, man?
Prove to me that you are alive.
Well, I don't know Kanye. I know more what I've heard about Kanye, and I know that it's easy for people to spin a narrative. Uh, it's easy for people to spin a narrative to take a person down, right? The truth, even when it's true, can still be a weapon. So I don't know enough about Kanye to to endorse him or to chastise him. I know his music a bit. I know what I've heard, but I don't know him. And
Hmm.
I know that I know that oftentimes influential people, especially influential black artists,
Mm.
it's easy to take them down
Yeah.
with with partial truth, untruth, the spin on the truth, the spin on what's not true. So I don't want to. I don't know Kanye well enough to speak for him or against him. I mean, I don't think I would have taken my wife or girlfriend to the award show naked. You know what I mean? But that was his choice, and my life went on.
Did you see him wearing the last time the KKK cape?
I did not see him wearing the KKK cape.
You didn't hear about it?
No, I didn't hear about it. He
Yeah.
wore
So
a KKK cape, right?
so first he came out with a necklace that's a swastika, right? And like I'm Slavic, so like swastikas for us have a much
Right.
deeper, and longer reason than before, Hitler. Like that's why he used the swastika to attack the Slavs, actually, because it's one of our most sacred symbol. He wanted us to hate the symbol. But so what I think is just that Kanye is probably like a marketing genius in a way, right? Because he does these outlandish things. Like remember Mike Tyson back in the day? Like everybody thought he was crazy, but
Right.
Mike can be 70 years old. If tomorrow he's fighting, we're watching it. Like what I'm
Right.
saying.
Yeah.
just just
I'll
because
be there.
yeah, just because we're always thinking like, what is he gonna do? He's a crazy dude, man. But I do know what you're saying, that it's easy to set up. We do see a lot of black artists getting set up a way where like some white dudes would get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I mean, here's a good example, right? You know, R. Kelly's behind bars. You know, we know what he's behind bars for, right? But he's not the he's not the first pedophile. I mean, we knew that we they knew that Jerry Lee Lewis was married to a girl who was way underage, and it didn't end his career.
hmm,
You see what I mean? It doesn't make R. Kelly right, but we see the same things being treated differently. So, the it's easy to take down influential people. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't have been. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying that I don't like to form an opinion based off of just
right.
what I've heard without knowing a person. Because even the truth can be a weapon,
Hmm.
right? It doesn't make it not harmless just because it's the truth. The truth is what you do with the truth that makes it useful or not.
Hmm.
See what I
Do
mean?
you think
Good.
Do you think that something like this could tarnish R. Kelly's legacy? Because he made beautiful songs. I Believe I Can Fly, and so many different hits that really touch the world. Like, do you think something like this can really, you know, mess up his legacy, man?
Yeah, I mean, it has tarnished his legacy for a lot of people. I mean, like a lot of people, you say R. Kelly, and they just see negativity. They don't remember "I Believe I Can Fly" or or R. Kelly's musical success. When you are incarcerated for that crime, it tarnishes you. That allegation will tarnish you, whether
Mm,
it's true or not. You know what I mean? Whether it was true of Michael Jackson or not, that allegation tarnished him. And if it tarnishes somebody as big as Michael Jackson, it will tarnish anybody. But that's the reason I don't like to form my opinion based off of
yeah,
what I've heard without
exactly.
knowing a person. And I also know that people. I got this from Brian Stevenson,
Prove to me that you are alive.
the Equal Justice Initiative. He says that people are better than the worst thing that they've ever done.
Hmm,
Right? Like R. Kelly has done more than just the thing that they convicted him for. Ike Turner did more than just hit Tina.
hmm.
Right? Ike Turner is one of the reasons that we have rock and roll. His Rockin' 88 was one of the
Wow.
things that helped give us a rock and roll. And after he was divorced from Tina, he went and won yet another Grammy.
Hmm,
Do you see what I mean? People are more than one thing. And sometimes we, as the observers of what's told to us in the media, sometimes we jump on in a way that's not helpful, in that we form whole opinions based off of a little bit of information. I don't know Ike Turner. I just know these things about him. But I like rock and roll. And
hmm.
one of the reasons we have rock and roll is because of Ike.
That's
Right? One of the reasons
crazy.
we have Tina is because of Ike. Now he didn't have, we know we know his part of what he did to Tina, right? But people are more than just the worst thing that they've ever done.
Right.
He put his hands on Tina, and he helped to give us rock and roll,
That's
and he
crazy.
helped to give us great blues music, and he was a masterful, incredible band leader. So the things that you do uh, that make you come up short as a human being, that doesn't mean that you didn't do great things besides that. Like that Ike and Tina Turner review, that thing was
Hmm.
incredible, right? And it doesn't make it not incredible because of who Ike was to Tina. And the other thing is that we need to remember that oftentimes when we see somebody uh, that does bad things, more oftentimes there's a larger sad story around that.
Right. Right.
Like what environment did Ike grow up in,
Mm.
right? What environment did Ike grow up in? That doesn't excuse it. Doesn't
Nah, nah, it don't.
But the thing is not so much that things need to be excused, but they do need to be put in context. Do you see what I mean? The key to life is not necessarily just being right or being wrong. It's having being right or being wrong in context. It has to be in context. Like if I hand you a sheet of music and here's all the right notes to the music, that doesn't mean that however you play that music is going to be okay.
Mm,
You might play it too loud, right? If I hand you the national anthem and you fart the national anthem, even if you got perfect pitch, right?
mm,
That's you know what I mean. That's the wrong way to use the right notes. And there's a
mm.
lot of wrong ways to use accurate information. Ike
That's
is
so
more.
deep, man. That has to be a quote. That's so deep.
But Ike is, and I'm using Ike Turner as an example, or Kanye as an example.
Mm,
Those people are more than the worst thing that they've ever done. And
wow.
too often we only remember them by the worst thing they've ever done. Well, Kanye, man, he brought his wife, she was naked to the da 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 da. He's the guy that brings his naked to the da 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 da. Right? And we ignore the great, groundbreaking, life-changing music. Like R.Kelly, I Believe I Can Fly changed a lot of people's lives.
Right.
You know what I mean? And even though he was convicted of doing what he did, he's still the writer of that song. And the planet is better because we have that song on the planet.
That's crazy.
And the other music, right? And the other music. So people, we need to, even when people have wrongdoing, most of the time we could stand to have some grace. Because we
I
don't
have to like
the rest of their story.
I have to like just tell you that I want to commemorate you for your compassion, you know, because even for people like that, you're able to, you know, kind of step into their world a little bit and kind of try to see their story. You know, we need more people like that. It's amazing. I don't want to get into like that dirt, but before we get into the crazy stuff, this is what I want to ask you. You put out something about George Foreman. Now, I'm a fighter in my past. I gave 14 years to
really?
boxing. And
I love boxing.
And that's the only sport that I will still watch. So what do you remember about, because you know you've been around. I came to the States in the you know, mid late 90s, so like I was catching up to everything, and George Foreman was one of my heroes. I can even give you top 5 my fighters, but you know what I'm saying. But what do you remember about George, big George, man?